then I think a couple of the regulars. So anyways, adhesive kits are great gifts and you will love it. Now is the time I talk about Stamp Happy Academy. Stamp Happy Academy is amazing. Those of you that are already in there know how amazing it is. And one of my favorite things about Stamp Happy Academy is that all of our PDFs from all of our classes go onto the website, and everyone who is a basic or premium member or our team members have access to those files. If you are a premium member or a live only member, you get access to our 3 live classes that we do every month. And we kind of focus on techniques a little bit, using your designer series paper a lot, fun folds, and color combinations. And so this happens to be one of the cards that I made this month. This was one of the tutorials that I taught, and look how fun this is. So here's the front of this card. I used the sketched butterflies, and check that out. Is that not the most fun card you have ever seen? So another reason to join Stamp Happy Academy is we give you guys a lot of inspiration every single month. So check that out also in the description of this video. Winterly Treetops Bundle. You will need the Winterly Treetops Bundle, which is the stamp set and the set of dies to create the cards as I have designed them for you. So if you don't have these, this is a perfect thing to order from me to get your free kit. If you already have it, like some of you probably do, Stampin' Blends markers are heavily used in this class because, of course, there's gorgeous birds and greenery to color. So you could get some Stampin' Blends markers, or you could get some of that two-tone cardstock I talked about. One of my cards does use the Birchwood 3D folder, but I will do that for you. Okay, so that's something you don't have to have this to make the cards like I am making them. I will do this part for you, but you do need the bundle. Okay, so card number 1. Get all my goods out here. So for this card, I am kind of, the designer series paper that I chose isn't the Winterly Treetops paper, you guys. I chose the Regal Distressed Patterns, actually for 2 of these cards, because I love this stuff. So this is the pattern that I chose for this card. Is that not just gorgeous? This shimmery, it's kind of like a gold, kind of like a brass, but to me, it like matches crumb cake perfectly. So that's the color that I kind of paired it with, along with Pretty Peacock, of course. And so this piece of designer series paper is what is it, Barb? 3 3/4 by 5. And then, like I said, I will do this for you. So I used the designer tags. This is something that is still available in the online store. It's an online exclusive. It's not in the catalog right now. It was at one time, but then they moved it to the online store. So designer tags is the name of this tag set. This would be something you could get for your $50 because it's a really amazing tag set. I've done a lot of cards with this. I have a full class using this tag set on Stamp Happy Academy, as well as on my blog store if you just want the PDF for that. So this is the label. So I'm going to die cut that out of the middle of your crumb cake layer, which does measure 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to emboss it with the birch folder. Okay, so this is what you will get in your kit if you earn it for free. Then you're also going to get a inside layer. This is Pretty Peacock 5.5, 8.5, and then your inside piece of vanilla is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So then you're also going to get some scraps of vanilla. I was going to say white, but it's not. And you're going to get a little scrap of Lost Lagoon. And there are 2 of these little foliage pieces in the die set. And so you're going to need to cut yourself 1 of each of those as well. So for our scrap of vanilla, I went ahead and stamped the birds, the 2 birds on the branches. And we're going to color them. So I didn't want to like full on color them and make it super difficult. So I kind of went a little bit easier, I guess. And I'm going to start out with some light Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to color just a little bit. Like I'm going to color their heads and part of their wings. So we are going to leave a little bit of white space on these birds, which hopefully looks good. Okay, and then I need to color this wing right here. And you know me, I'm a pretty simple colorer because I'm not very good at coloring. I've got my cheater piece over here. You probably saw it. Because I'm not very good at coloring, and so I'm not very good at it. So you're not going to get really fancy coloring from me, but you're going to get, you know, decent coloring, I guess. Or maybe I think it's decent. Maybe it's not. Who knows, right? Anyway, okay, so we've done a little bit with the light Lost Lagoon, and then I'm going to bring in my dark Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to add a little bit of some accent work here, kind of where the stamp puts in the lines is kind of where I'm going to put in some dark. And I love that the stamps do that because it makes it a lot easier for me to color it. Okay, then we're going to bring in a light crumb cake, and I'm going to start just kind of adding a little bit of color here around this wing, and then I'm going to come over here and kind of get the underbelly of this one and a little more on the wing. Come around like that. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my dark crumb cake for the bird beaks. Get that. And I'm also going to do this branch in the dark. So we'll just kind of very easily kind of follow the lines here. Some of these branches are fairly skinny, so I'm going to try to be a little mindful of that and not get too crazy with the color. All right, I think that's decent enough. I'm kind of looking at my cheater piece to see if I have it done the way I wanted it to be done, and I think so. Okay, and then we're going to do the berries. And on the berries, I'm going to do the dark Lost Lagoon. And we're going to do kind of the outer edges here of these berries. And some of them we will do darker, some of them we will do lighter. So I'll get that one. And then some of these we just need this little kind of, I don't know, these kind of look like olives to me, if I'm being honest. You know, if you didn't have the branches here, I feel like they would look like olives. Kind of silly. All right, we'll do that. We'll come up here and we'll get these. And again, we're going to get like the little thing in the olive that you pull out. Maybe these two, this one and that. And then I'm going to bring in my light Pretty Peacock and kind of finish this. Oh, that one I should have gotten the inside, that one done. We will come back for that one. And I realize berries are not probably Pretty Peacock. But if you've watched me for any period of time, you know that real colors don't mean anything to me. I color things whatever color I need them to be to go with whatever vibe I'm feeling on my card. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, and I'm going to get those last little guys punched in. Okay, so then of course you would die cut this with the coordinating die, and then here is that piece die cut. Also needed a piece of vanilla that I don't have here, so let me cut that. I've got some scraps here, and it's supposed to be 3/4. Do I have it even written down here? No, I don't have it written down on my little list. So hold on, let me measure this piece. It's 3/4 by 3.5. So we will cut ourselves a little strip that is 3/4 by 3.5. There we go. So that's the piece that I need to do some stamping on. So I've got the sentiment here that says, "A friend like you brings me happiness." And I'm going to do that in some Pretty Peacock. Thanks, Francie. She's so sweet. All right, so I'm inking up the stamp, trying not to get ink all over my block because I am a very heavy-handed stamper, and that does happen to me. All right, so we are going to stamp this on this strip, hopefully straight. We shall see what happens. No. Try that again. That's why we love having two-sided paper, right? Two-sided cardstock is the best. Like I'm talking like it's a Stamp It Up exclusive or something, right? I think that's a little better. It's not perfect. Neither one of them are perfect. That one's actually better. We're going to go with that one. Okay, so we kind of have what we need here. So let me go ahead and close up my ink. Also on this card, you are going to get a little sampling of our brand new Lost Lagoon soft cording. This goes with the Otter suite. It is very pretty. It is very soft, and it makes great bows. So I have tied a bow using my soft cording here. So we're going to put that on our card as well. So you will get a little chunk of this to make your bow. All right, so we need to do a little bit of layering here and putting together. This is a pretty simple card, so I hope you guys like it. I love it. I love Pretty Peacock is honestly one of my most favorite colors. I just love using it, and pairing it with Lost Lagoon. Oh gosh, the two of those colors together are just absolutely amazing. They were meant to be together. All right, so we are going to center this as best we can. Sometimes my centering skills are lacking, but right now it worked out pretty good. Okay, so we're going to bring some dimensionals in, and we're going to add this to the layer of Pretty Peacock with some dimensionals. So I'm going to go one in each corner, one in the center, and then I like to press my fingernail into each one of those, and then that literally just pops up the edge of the dimensional, and you can just tear it right off. Super easy. Okay. And trying to center this as well. There we go. They're like peas and carrots. Exactly. All right, so then this is going to go in the center there. And then our little bird couple is going to go right here. And then we're going to add our sentiment piece. Something, this is what I was envisioning. So the tail feather of the bird is going to go behind my sentiment, but the berries are going to be on top of the sentiment. That's kind of how I was thinking that out. And then, of course, my beautiful soft cording will go up there at the top in the little hole that the label has for us. I need to tighten that knot on that. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this with some dimensionals. I think I'm going to go with 4. And whoops, didn't quite get that one off. And we'll just do kind of stagger them a little bit. But yeah, look how easy that makes those things come off. And I know a lot of people take their pick tool and stuff, but I just don't have time to get that and find it, and I don't have time for that. Now I'm going to purposely kind of put this up a little higher than center, because that way I don't have to center it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's hard. All right, and then this little guy, we're just going to kind of glue across. Oh, which side did we think was better? I think it was this one was better. So we'll put the glue on this side. And I'm just going to kind of stick it in the middle because we don't need it to be on the ends. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit so it kind of shows the bottom of the tag, because I do feel like that's kind of fun. A little bit of interest that tag has down there at the bottom. So we'll try to get that on. There we go. And then we'll tuck that under like that, and that like that. And again, I'm just going to use my glue here on my little bird friends. And we'll just kind of tuck them something. Try to get them centered on the tag, you know, a little bit. Something like that, I think, will work. Okay, and then we have our little foliage pieces. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want. I just thought they might be kind of fun tucked underneath here. Maybe they're not necessary. I don't know. And then, of course, it does cover up the fun of the tag, but I don't know. I thought that might be kind of fun. So I am going to go ahead and do it. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but I am going to snip off the ends of those so that I can get them tucked underneath easier. And we'll just add a little bit of glue to both of the ends. And I don't care if these are a little bit free falling, you know, like if they're a little bit free. I don't know what the term is, I guess. But so they're not, so they just have a little bit of interest to them. Okay, of course we need to add our twine or our cording with a glue dot. So let's get the cording over here, get the glue dot. Now this glue dot is a little bit bigger than the knot of my cording, so I'm just going to use my fingernails to kind of push the glue dot to the back so that you can't see it. And then I'm just going to throw that up there in the opening of the tag. Something like that. Yay. Okay. Then for the inside, I just stamped the single bird and basically colored it the same as I did the birds on the front, but I forgot. I used light Lost Lagoon, and on this one I used the dark Lost Lagoon. I like it better with the light. So you might want to use light on your bird on the inside, or you can go dark. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. But I feel like I prefer the lighter crown of the bird's heads. Okay, so we're going to stick that inside. And this card, or this stamp set, doesn't have a lot of any sentiments. So I'm sure that you probably have some any sentiments in your arsenal that you could add to the inside if you needed to, or you could just use it to write a message. So anyways, there is card number 1, but I do need to add some gems. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Now here's something I did find about these gems. You can color them. So like these kind of rusty colored ones up here, I did color with some cherry cobbler. This is the kind of vanilla colored. I did a berry burst. And then down here, I did add some dark pretty peacock. So I kind of feel like that it would be fun to have dark gems. Oh, this one just keeps flying around here. It doesn't want to ever stay on the sheet. Get on there. So that one might not be stuck, so that might be too hard to color. Now, I have found that if you do color these, you do need to go over them a few times. Just kind of go back and forth on them, like kind of let it dry and then go back and add some more color. They will take the color. It's just, it takes a little while for it to take the color. So a couple times is probably enough. And then you're still going to get the kind of shimmery effect of the facets on these gems. Even though they are colored, they still will have a little bit of shimmer to them. Okay, so let's get this one here. And I think I want to add it on my sentiment piece. Maybe right here. Maybe right here. We'll see. I'm going to not press down too hard because then if I want to move them out of the way. Did you see that thing jump? That was a little crazy. Oh, now it's stuck on my finger. Fantastic. And then I think I'm going to stick these up here on the label. Something like that. Actually, I'm going to move this. I don't like it right there. I'm going to stick it right here because I want to be able to see it. So there we go. Card number 1. This was my first vision of how to color the birds. But then I decided to use this designer series paper, and this, I mean, it would probably be okay, but I felt like I liked the crumb cake peacock Lost Lagoon thing better than the Lost Lagoon and the what was this? This was what the heck is that color called? Lemon something. What is it? Somebody help me out. Lemon lolly. Gosh, I'm thinking of lemon pie. That was the only thing I could think of. And then I did the berries in red. So I do like this, but I liked this a little bit better with the paper that I chose. So there we go.